Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. So, we have a story time, as you guys can see from the title. We're gonna get straight into it because I do not want to blab for long. But before we get straight into it, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, you already know what to do. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I know I say that all the time, but thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the content, and boom, let's get straight into it. So y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that I told all my story times about Bozo. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I told almost all the story times about Bozo, but looking back at it, I definitely have not told all my story times about Bozo. I think my initial thing when I wanted to talk about Bozo was to talk about her in like a friendship light and how me and her fell out and all that stuff. But I don't think I ever told this one story time about Bozo. And you guys remember from the story time that I dropped last week about the kickback horror story, I said that I have to tell a story time about Bozo to continue that story time, and this is the story time. So if you guys are new to the channel and you guys do not know who Bozo is, Bozo was one of my old friends that I was friends with for a very long time. Me and her had a very bad falling out. I am going to leave some story times of Bozo down below in the description box so you guys can get a clear understanding of who Bozo was. But without further ado, let's get straight into this story time, because this story time, honey, was crazy. So I'm gonna set the scene for y'all straight, and then we're gonna get into what happened. And I need a water because my throat is clogged. And ain't no dick in it. No, let me stop. No, that's not funny. But all right, so boom. Oh, also, if y'all let me know down below, because I will do it for y'all if y'all really want me to do it for y'all. If y'all want my updated makeup routine, y'all let me know, because a couple of y'all be asking and I don't really know if y'all really want it. But if y'all want my updated makeup routine for the summertime, y'all let me know, because yeah. So y'all have to understand, if you guys remember that I got sent to alternative school towards the ending of my high school career. I got sent to alternative school. So at this time, my mom, she took my car because I basically had drugs in the car. The school caught it and I got kicked out of school. I got arrested, the whole nine. I'm also going to leave that story time down below. If you guys are new and you have not watched that video, y'all might want to watch all those videos before y'all come up here, because y'all gonna be mad confused. But I'm trying to give you guys a refresher for people who don't want to watch all those videos. But basically, I got caught with drugs in my car. So my mom, she ended up taking my car keys. My mom then took my phone. My mom took everything, okay? Like, she stripped me down, and I ended up going to a alternative program. And yeah, and it was so annoying because I was a senior. I was getting ready to graduate. I was so irritated. But yeah, that's what happened to me. But y'all know, in this story time, I told you guys, even though my mom took away my phone, and I had two phones, one for the plug and what, but baby, I had two phones, okay? So she thought she was doing something, but she wasn't, because my ass, when they picked up my other phone, I think at that time, I had the newest iPhone when she took it up. I think it was the 6S. It's crazy. It's crazy, because if you put a 6S in my face today, I'm gonna be like, what? Like, what? A 6S? Like, mind you, I have the newest iPhone right now. Like, I have the 14 Pro. If you put a 6S in my face today, I'm gonna look at you like you're crazy. But back then, baby, if you had the 6S, you was popping. That was the newest phone that was out around that time. And she took my 6S up, and I had a 4S. And she didn't know I had a 4S. So I brought out my iPhone 4S, and I was on my 4S secretly without her knowing, because I'm looking at her like, yeah, baby, nah, we ain't going without no phone. Like, my mom always used to take up my phone when I was a kid. But, baby, when I was a senior in high school, baby, I'm not going without no phone. Like, you know, no, it's not happening. So I had a little phone on the side. It didn't have no service or nothing. But when I was on Wi-Fi, I was good. And, you know, I had Wi-Fi in my house. So I used to be on social media. I used to download the text now number to call my friends if I needed to call them. And yeah, so I was just, you know, I was cool and I was vibing. You guys have to imagine, around that time, I was very, very, very depressed that I got kicked out of school. I was just watching my friends, you know, participate in senior activities, participate in senior prank day. I was watching my friends go to prom. I was watching my friends hang out after prom. It was a very depressing time period, because I just kind of felt like I was missing the most kind of important parts of high school. Like, you know, everybody looks forward to prom. Everybody looks forward to senior prank day. Everybody looks forward to we had like a senior luncheon. We also had a senior festival where they went out to the water park. I was missing out on so much shit. And the worst part about it is my mom paid for my whole package. Like, y'all know, I don't know about y'all's high school, but you know, in my high school, you could pay for a certain type of package. My mom paid for everything. She paid for my prom. She paid for the senior luncheon where the seniors dress up and they go to this area and then they have lunch. She paid for the water park. She paid for everything. So it was just kind of sad to watch me not be able to participate in nothing. But yeah, I just used to see them on socials having the time of their life, and I was just sad, right? I still kept in contact with my close friends, people like Bozo at the time, people like Chelsea, and you know, like my other close friends. I still kept in contact with them, you know, just to see, they would check on me, see how I was doing, see how my mental was, because they knew I was very sad. Now one day, and mind you, y'all also have to understand, Busted Back. I'm gonna bring Busted Back into it again. Basically, me and Busted Back was chiefing in my car on 420, and I got caught the next day, and then Busted Back got caught too. And me and Busted Back, we didn't go to the same high school, but they basically called up her high school and she got kicked out. So we went to the same alternative school. Bozo did not know Busted Back like that. Like, Bozo did not know Busted Back at all. She was not really friends with Busted Back. Like, she didn't really know of Busted Back, but she used to hear me talk about Busted Back every once in a day blue. Like, if she'll be like, oh, do you want to hang out? I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna hang out with Busted Back today. She'll be like, oh, okay, cool. So Bozo was going back and forth with one girl from the clique, and this one girl that she was going back and forth with, her and the girl, they used to be friends. Like, they used to actually be friends. I don't really remember what happened, but according to the girl said that Bozo was talking about her or whatnot. Oh, this is what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Basically, and we're gonna call the girl, we're gonna call her Sugar. So Sugar and Bozo were friends, and they went to the same high school. Sugar was a grade below Bozo, but they still were friends. Bozo used to talk good about her. Like, Bozo was cool with her. Around that time, I didn't really care for Sugar like that, but not because Sugar did anything to me, but Sugar was just friends with people that I didn't really care for. People like Ashton. You guys remember Ashton from my last story time. She was kind of clicked up with people like her. So I didn't really care for Ashton. So I didn't really care for Sugar either. But Sugar never bothered me. She never said nothing to me. Nothing like that, right? I'm guessing somebody was talking shit about Bozo, and Sugar went to go tell Bozo. But she didn't tell Bozo who said it. Bozo got offended by that, because Bozo was like, look, if you gonna bring like information saying, oh, such and such was talking about me, then you need to let me know who said it. Like, if you're not gonna let me know who said it, then I'm not trying to pretty much even hear that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of understand where Bozo was coming from, because it's just like, it's just as simple as like, if you gonna tell me, hey, somebody was talking about you, then you need to let me know, what did you say in return to protect my name? You also need to know who was talking. Like, I need to know who was talking about me. If you ain't gonna let me know those things, then don't bring it to me. And that's just how Bozo felt about it. And honestly speaking, y'all, I agree with Bozo. And Bozo kept asking it, like, you know, do I know this person? And Sugar was like, yeah, you're cool with them. And so Bozo was like, okay, well, you need to tell me who it was, because I don't want to be hanging out with people that's talking mess about me and I don't even know, because you don't want to tell me. And the way Bozo looked at it was like, if you can't tell me who was talking about me, then you should never even brought this information to me, because now I'm gonna feel some type of way, and I don't even know who to feel some type of way towards. Y'all know I don't be agreeing with Bozo, but in that moment, I'm not gonna lie, Bozo was right. Like, Bozo was mad right. So Bozo and her fell out because of that. Like, Bozo told her, it's either you tell me who was talking about me, or me and you can't be friends. And Sugar decided to not tell her, so they stopped being friends. Now, when they stopped being friends, it started being a lot of he say, she say drama. It started being a lot of back and forth on the internet. And like I told you, the African community is very cliquish. And Sugar had a big group of friends slash siblings that she was cool with. And it started into like a fucking Twitter war. And this was the first time, mind y'all have to understand, I'm in an alternative program. I'm just on Twitter chilling. I literally get on Twitter and I see Bozo going back and forth on Twitter with Sugar. I was shocked, because Bozo's not like that. Like, Bozo don't go back and forth with people online. Like, she don't do all that. So I was shocked. I'm like, damn, this bitch learning from her from her true friend. So at this time, I ended up calling Bozo, and Bozo didn't answer the phone. She told me that she could not talk at the moment. So I was like, okay. But I also texted her and I was like, what's going on with you? I'm seeing you go back and forth with old girl here. Like, what's going on? And she was like, I'm gonna let you know. At this time, she first told me about the situation. She just let me know that somebody was talking about her. Sugar said someone was talking about her, but Sugar wouldn't let her know. But she didn't let me know about like Sugar still not letting her know and they stopped being friends. Like, it was a lot. lot. So I'm guessing Bozo was tweeting about how like Sugar was fake, and Sugar didn't appreciate that, which if I was Sugar too, I would understand that too, because it's like, look, I ain't fake, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't let you know who was talking about you, because if I let you know who, both sides was right basically, because if Sugar let Bozo know, oh, it was such and such talking about you, the person gonna know that it was Sugar who told Bozo, and Bozo was right too, you know. But yeah, it was just a mess. So they were arguing on socials, and of course Sugar had a younger sibling, and her younger sibling jumped into the argument. And when her younger sibling jumped in, it's like the rest of them girls, I'm gonna say about 10 of them girls, was attacking the hell out of Bozo. Now, a friend in me ran to Bozo's defense. The friend in me wanted to help Bozo, and you know, and that's the thing, like, it's funny because it's like Bozo would literally sit here and say I wasn't a good friend. Bozo would literally sit here and say I did op shit, I did this, I did that. But like whenever it came to Bozo, I was always 10 toes down for Bozo. Like whenever people had beef with Bozo, or whenever Bozo was like in a bad situation, or whenever Bozo was going through something, I was always right there, ready to help, ready to figure it out, ready to fight, ready to do everything. But it's like all those, have you guys noticed all those arguments I told you I went through in high school? Do you guys hear me say, did you guys hear me say Bozo helped me once? All the fights I got into, did you guys hear me say that Bozo helped me? Bozo literally just used to watch me go back and forth on Twitter. All she would do is text me and be like, girl, F her with her ugly ass. She'll talk shit about the people behind the scenes. But literally on Twitter, she would not help me. She would not tweet like, y'all need to leave her alone. Like, she would not do nothing. She'll act like she don't, like she don't see it. She'll text my phone and talk shit about them in private. And I don't know, like, looking back at it, that girl was never really my friend. But I was young, I was dumb back then, so I didn't really deep the situation like how I deep it today. It's funny because as soon as Bozo started arguing and going back and forth with Sugar, I literally jumped to her defense and I started defending her. And so I added Sugar. Mind you, y'all have to understand, I'm in alternative school, depressed as fuck, going through my own shit. I'm going through my own shit. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that Bozo didn't check up on me and see how I was doing. She did. But it's just a simple fact of like, I'm the type of friend that I'm going through my own shit and I'm running to defense to help you with your shit. But I never got that in return from her. I basically went on Twitter and I added Sugar, and I was like, not gonna lie, like, this is too much. Mind you, when I added Sugar, I didn't add Sugar like in a fighting manner. I didn't add Sugar in like a, you know, we need to beef type of manner. Like, I literally just added Sugar and was like, this beef is unnecessary, it's too much, you know, like, it's not that deep. Like, I just told her that. And basically, I think Sugar told me something like, I need to mind my business because I don't know what's going on. Now, there was more to the story. I don't know if it's true or not, but Sugar said that Bozo was also talking shit about her when they stopped being friends. So it doesn't just have to do with the fact that like they fell out because Sugar didn't want to tell Bozo stuff. It's the fact that when they fell out, Bozo started talking shit about her. And I don't put nothing past Bozo. Bozo talks shit about everybody. She talks shit about her friends. Like, she talks shit about everybody. So I don't put nothing past Bozo. I'm pretty sure Bozo was talking shit about her. But Bozo wasn't talking shit about her to me. I never heard Bozo say anything. Maybe because I was in alternative school and Bozo didn't really have time to act like, you know, talk shit to me. That's probably what it is, but I never really heard Bozo say anything about her, right? So at this time, the girl basically told me that I need to mind my business, and I'm basically like, look, I'm minding my business. I just think that like y'all were friends before, y'all need to chill. Like, it's just too much. Of course, they didn't like it. Her siblings and her friends, they didn't like me adding her. Y'all already know, people already had a preconceived type of idea about me in their head, so they kind of felt like I was a threat, so they started attacking me. It wasn't that bad though. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh my god, they were attacking. They were just basically saying, mind your business. Like, that's basically what they were telling me. They were like, you need to mind your business. They were like, we understand that you're friends with Bozo, but you're not in this situation. You don't know what happened. You don't know what Bozo did. Bozo is only telling you what she wants you to know. Like, you don't know none of this. Like, mind your business. It was just a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of arguing. It was just a lot. It was a lot of just he say, she say. It was a lot of back and forth drama. When Sugar was adding Bozo, Sugar was adding Bozo like, bitch, I'm gonna slap you one day. And I was like, damn. damn. And Bozo was like calling me and stuff. She called me and she was like, do you see what Sugar is saying? Da da da, this is and that, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, like Sugar tripping, like Sugar's tripping big time. I used to ask Bozo, I'm like, do you see Sugar at school? And she was like, I don't see her at school. She was like, ever since we stopped being friends, I stopped seeing her at school. And I believe Bozo, because Bozo's high school was really, really big, like extremely big. So she basically stopped seeing Sugar altogether. Like she stopped seeing her. So Sugar was basically saying that when she see Bozo, she's going to slap the out of her. And Bozo basically was like telling her like, bitch, I wish you would, this and that. Like it was a lot, right? It was a lot. It was a lot going on. It was too much, right? So let's fast forward to a week later. A week later, I literally just came back from my alternative school that day. My high school let out at 2:30. My high school started at 7 and let out at 2:30. My alternative school started at 9:30 and let out at 4 something. So I never used to get home till like 5-ish, 6 o'clock. And then y'all have to understand, we were not allowed to bring our phones to school. Like I said in my story time where I talked about me going to the alternative program, some people used to bring their phones. Like some people used to be like, hey, F that, and they'll hide their phones. But I never brought my phone to school just because of the simple fact that that phone did not have no service on it. So it was no point of bringing that phone to school because my alternative program did not have Wi-Fi. So it was just no point in bringing that phone to school. Like I wasn't going to be able to use it. So I just used to leave my phone at home. So I got off of school at 4 something. I had to ride the bus and I will always get home around 5 or 6 o'clock. Get to my room. It's literally when we were driving home, bitch, the clouds was clouding. Like it looked like it was gonna rain type shit. It looked like it was gonna rain badly. Like everything just seemed gloomy that day. So I get to my room, I get on my phone, and I'm getting so many missed calls from Bozo. So I'm like, what's going on? So I end up calling her back. Mind you, I get so many text messages. She's basically telling me, you need to call me right now. Like, you need to call me right now. I need you to call me right now. This is an emergency, da da da. Like, and it's like the calls were like recent. Like, you could tell that she probably called me 5 minutes into me getting into my house. She's basically like, she's like, bro, these girls, da da da. Like, she's hyperventilating. I'm like, bitch, what you gotta tell me? Like, tell me what you gotta say. Like, why you hyperventilating? She's like, bro, like, da da da, like, these girls are crazy. These girls are crazy. I'm like, who crazy? So basically, Bozo tells me to go check Twitter. Go check her Twitter. So I go check Bozo's Twitter. Bozo is literally going back and forth with the same girl again on Twitter. And Sugar basically told her, we're gonna come to that house. And Bozo thought that they were playing. Tell me why. Bozo took a picture of her outside lawn. Them cars were like 5 deep. I kid you guys not, like about 5 deep. It was like about 13 people outside. She counted 13. Boys and girls. Boys with guns, and girls. And I could see that Sugar was there, her sibling was there. Basically all the girls that got into it with me and Bozo that day on Twitter was outside her house. Literally, one of the girls was basically knocking at the door, basically telling Bozo to come out. We're saying they were knocking at the door going crazy. At this time, I'm like, who's home? Like, I had to ask her, I'm like, who's home? She was the only person home because the thing is, Bozo has a lot of siblings. Like, she had a lot of siblings. So I was kind of looking like, y'all, like, I'm looking at Bozo like, you got people knocking at your door and your siblings ain't doing nothing. Come to find out, Bozo was the only one that was home. Not even her mom nor dad was home. And I was kind of shocked because I was like, damn, like your dad not saying nothing? Yeah, and y'all already know, like African kids, like, you know, they'll do a lot of stuff, but once the African dad come outside and he asks them what's going on, they'll probably simmer down. Y'all, literally, not on no funny shit, while she's talking to me on the phone, you can literally hear her door going boom, boom, boom. Come out, ho, come out, da da da, like come out. They're literally knocking. They're knocking at her window area. Some of them is knocking at her door. Like, you just hear a whole bunch of clutter. You just keep hearing like this, like, oh, ended up accidentally taking out my batteries. But yeah, they're literally knocking at her door like crazy, like knocking at her door, telling her to come out, the whole nine. And I'm scared for her. Now, I don't know funny shit. I'm scared for her. So I'm like, okay, Bozo, how many girls is it? Bozo tells me she counts about 5 girls. I said, okay. I said, how many boys is it? Bozo tells me how many boys there is. She also tells me that one of them has a gun. He's literally, one of the guys was pacing back and forth in front of her lawn with a gun on the side. Like, literally pacing back and forth. I literally was thinking like,
man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Like, damn. Like, what did he really do to make them niggas that mad at him? Like, I was really thinking like, damn, like this shit, I didn't think that this shit would get out of hand like this. Like, I didn't think it would get to this level. So I asked her, I'm like, have you called your sister? She's like, yes, I called her, but my sister says she's far away. Come to find out, I think her sister was doing something. She couldn't come. She was actually doing something important. I was like, what about the other sibling? She was like, the other sibling's not in town. I'm like, what about the little one? Mind you, she had a little sister. I'm like, I know that little one can't do nothing, but the little one was like the age of one of Sugar's siblings. So I'm like, what about the little one? She's like, that one is at school still. She went to, I think the sister did sports or something, but she was still at school. So I'm looking at her like, damn. Now, you guys have to remember, I don't have a car, okay? Because my mom took my car keys. I don't have a car. So I was like, I don't know what to tell you because I don't have a car. And, you know, she's like, well, do you like, mind you, she's scared as fuck, y'all. Like, Bozo is scared. I ain't never seen Bozo this scared like this. She's like, well, do you have like a friend that can drop you off or something? Like, da-da-da. Like, she was like, I'm not scared to fight. It's just that it's too many of them. If it's enough of us, like, I feel like I could fight them, but I feel like they're gonna jump me, this and that. Like, she's just hyperventilating. She talking a mile a minute. I had to tell her, like, girl, calm down, okay? Calm down. I'm not a cop. Calm down. So she's talking this shit. She going to running a mile a minute, running a mile a minute. And I end up telling her, I'm like, hold on, let me call you back. I'm going to see what I can do. So I get off the phone. I call Busted Back. Busted Back wasn't, she didn't have a car. But Busted Back was the type of friend where if she needed to make shit happen, she will make some shit happen, okay? That was the type of friend that Busted Back was. Call Busted Back and I tell Busted Back what's going on. And I tell Busted Back, I'm like, one of my friends, she's in deep shit. Like, I really need you to, you know, come pick me up. And, you know, we can also pick up. Now, you guys remember Amanda from my last story time that you guys so much love. I don't know why you guys love Amanda. Like, can you pick up Amanda? And then there was this other girl that they were cool with. We're not going to give her a name. She's not really relevant. There was this other girl that we were kind of cool with. I'm like, could you pick her up? So if it's me, Busted Back, Amanda, and the other girl, and Bozo, like, that's 5 against 5. Like, we're good type shit. If boys feel the need to jump in and do weird shit, like, that's weird type shit. You know what I mean? As long as we have, like, a good set of friends riding behind, like, we're good. I end up calling Busted Back, and Busted Back was like, let me see what I can do. So I get off the phone with her. Mind you, when I'm literally calling, so I get off the phone with her, she's like, I'm gonna call you back. When I call you back, I'm gonna let you know what I can do. I'm like, okay, bet. So I'm just in my room, you know, I'm chilling. I'm just not chilling, but you know, I'm just waiting. Literally, y'all, Bozo is blowing up my phone, texting my phone saying, hurry, did you find anybody? What's the update? What's the hold up? Did you find anyone? And y'all know the funny thing, in that moment, I'm like, girl, calm down. Like, in that moment, I was like, calm your ass down, because I don't know, you know the funny thing, y'all know how I always say, oh, I didn't really, like, you know, think about how much I was there for people, but people weren't there for me until now. In that moment, I kind of thought like, bitch, if people were at my front door, would you have helped me? Like, I dead ass thought that in that moment. I'm like, if people were at my front door, would you have tried to help? Like, would you? Like, I'm like, calm down, like, calm down. You're not gonna, you know, blow up my phone, and, you know, I'm trying to figure out something to do for you, but you need to calm down. Like, you could tell her text messages were getting very, like, kind of antsy. She was getting mad at me because she was like, oh, like, why are you not answering? Did you go? Like, she kept calling me. But it's like, I'm trying to keep the line clear for Busted Back. Like, and mind you, y'all, I just got off the phone with this girl. I'm like, calm down. Like, I understand that these girls are scaring you, but you need to calm down. And I kept telling her, I said, Bozo, if you that scared, call the police. Like, all jokes aside, like, if you are that scared about what they're doing at your front door, call the police. And she's like, nah, I ain't gonna call no police because they gonna think I'm a punk. Bitch, you being a punk on my phone. You calling me? Fuck. You being a punk on my phone. You might as well just call call the police. Like, not on no funny shit. Like, I would have called the police on them. Y'all not gonna be at my door knocking and doing all that extra shit, and I'm 1 deep and y'all 13 deep and I ain't called nobody yet. Like, nah, the law enforcement, they gonna get called, okay? They're going to get called, okay? I'm looking at her like, okay, well, if you don't want to call the police, you need to calm down. Like, let me figure it out. Let me see what I can do. Like, but you're not about to be rushing my phone. You know what I mean? So about 5 minutes later, Busted Back ends up calling me back and I answer the phone. She's like, hey, Irene, like, where you at? I'm like, I'm at home. She's like, my friend can take us. I said, okay, cool. I said, where Amanda at? She said, no. She said, my friend can take us. I said, okay, cool. She said, Amanda said that she's going to come too. I'm like, okay, cool. She's like, but here's the problem. I'm like, what? She's like, Amanda's on the other side of town. I'm like, huh? And she was like, yeah. She was like, Amanda went to go visit her grandma today. Amanda lives on the other side of town. She's far. So we have to go get Amanda. It's going to take some time. Y'all, where Amanda was like a good 50 minutes away from where we were. Like, not on no funny shit. So I was like, damn. She was like, do you want to pull up me, you, and my friend and then have Bozo, or do you want Amanda too? And I told her, I was like, I want Amanda too. Like, I don't want nobody jumping. This not even really my fight. You know what I mean? Like, I want Amanda too type shit. Like, I don't want nobody jumping, like, you know. So I said, but hold on, I'm gonna call Bozo and I'm gonna see what Bozo want, because they at Bozo's front door. They ain't at mine, because bitch, you can't be at my front door doing all that extra shit. Something gonna happen, you know what I mean? Like, something drastic is going to happen if you think you're gonna be at my door doing all that extra shit. Like, even if it don't happen in that moment, it's still gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? So I end up calling Bozo back. And I end up telling Bozo the same thing that I just told y'all is what I told Bozo. I'm like, what? Do you want Amanda or not? Like, do you just want us to pull up? Y'all already know Bozo's scary ass was like, get Amanda, please. Get Amanda. Mind you, they're still at this girl's door. Like, I can hear them yelling. They're like, we're not leaving, bitch. We know you're home. We can hear you. Like, they're screaming. They're going boom, boom, boom. They're like, we know you're home. Bitch, we can hear you. We're not leaving. Da-da-da. We're not leaving, ho. You gonna fight today. You gonna fight today. She's like, hurry, Irene, hurry. And I told Bozo, I'm like, I told you Amanda lives 50 minutes away. So we ain't getting back to this side of town until 50 minutes. She's like, that's fine, that's fine. This is that. I end up telling Busted Back, I'm like, yeah, scoop me up. So Busted Back pulls up quickly. Like, she pulled up in like 10 minutes. Me and Busted Back, we didn't live far from each other. So Busted Back pulled up and we get ready to drive. We're on the freeway now. Now, you guys remember I told you guys it was looking so gloomy that day. Like, it was so gloomy. It looked like it was about to rain. Like, it just looked very bad that day. So tell me why, as soon as we got on the freeway, it started raining. But not just like a little tiny bit of rain. I'm talking about it was raining. Like, the type of rain where you park your car to the side and let the rain pass. That's the type of rain it was raining. Y'all, and mind you, the girl that was driving, she said she did not drive good in the rain. So now, mind you, her car is tiny. So her car starts swerving. The GPS is recalculating. A lot of cars on the road are literally parking on the side. Mind you, we're on the freeway. Let me add that, y'all. We're on the freeway. So her car starts swerving. A lot of cars are parking on the side. We're calling Amanda because Amanda gave us like a GPS. I don't know where Amanda's grandma lived. The GPS just kept recalculating. I think around the area that we were driving, a lot of roads were closed. So the GPS kept recalculating, trying to find a different way for us to get to Amanda's grandma's house, but it wasn't working. I ended up giving Bozo Busted Back's number, because remember I told you guys my phone did not work outside of Wi-Fi. I gave Busted Back's Bozo's number and told Bozo, hey, like, call Busted Back if you need anything, like, you know. So Busted Back was calling, Bozo was calling Busted Back, and I was talking to Bozo from Busted Back's phone. I'm like, okay, what's the update now? And she tells me that they're still out there, but she said that they ended up going to their car because it's raining. Now, I asked her, I'm like, how bad is it raining out there? She tells me that it's raining lightly, but it's still raining. So I'm like, okay, so the rain haven't really passed to their side yet. Like, the rain is not on their side yet. And she's asking me, you know, like, how far are y'all? I'm basically just telling her what I told y'all about how it's raining terribly. Amanda's grandma lives in Timbuktu. The girl is struggling. Like, I'm just telling her, I'm like, this is bad. Like, y'all not on no funny stuff. I was scared for my life. Like, I'm not even being funny. I kid you not, I was scared. The rain was bad. And it not only was it raining terribly, it was windy AF. And the girl's car kept shaking. Like, it kept shaking into other people's lanes. Like, it was bad, y'all. Like, I was scared. Like, I was on some, like, we need to go back home. And I told Bozo that, like, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, Bozo, like, I'm mad scared. Like, this rain is bad. She's like, well, y'all need to hurry up and go get Amanda. You only care about yourself. Looking back at it. She only cared about herself. She didn't care about us. She didn't care about our safety. She didn't care that the road was crazy. She didn't care that I told her that our cars were swerving. She only cared about herself. Go get Amanda so we can cater to you and make sure you're fine. Me. Everything's about me. Everything's about Bozo. But as I stated before, all these fights that I have been into, have y'all heard me call Bozo's name coming to my defense? People were trying to jump me. Did y'all hear me call Bozo's name? But when Bozo had an issue, she got me going, doing all this extra shit. And because I'm a good friend, because I am a good friend, I'm doing it. You cannot pay me to do this shit today. Like, not on no funny shit. Like, especially if I know that you won't do this for me. Oh, baby, I'm sitting back and I'm relaxing and I'm gonna tell you call the police because I ain't them. Like, I'm not doing all this stuff for somebody who I know won't do it for me. You know what I mean? She's like, well, y'all need to hurry up, please. Like, please hurry up. Like, da-da-da, like, da-da-da. And I said, well, Bozo, you said they're in their car. And she was like, well, what happened if the rain stopped going? They might come back out. Da-da-da. Like, she's just talking to me, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call you back. And you know the funny thing? Busted Back was like, damn, like, she's that scared. They're in the car. Like, Busted Back was confused. Mind you, y'all know Busted Back would have done this shit for me. Amanda, y'all already know what Amanda did. But y'all know, like, it's just funny, like, that one friend that don't do shit for me when I'm into it with people want me to do all this extra shit for her. So we get the calling Amanda because we're close now. We're by Amanda's house. It's still raining like crazy. So we get the calling Amanda. Amanda's not picking up her phone. Calling Amanda, she's not picking up her phone. We called Amanda so many times. This girl's not picking up. GPS is still recalculating. That's why we're calling Amanda, because we're in her neighborhood, but we're not able to actually get to the house. She finally ends up answering the phone. Back is like, Amanda, like, where have you been? She was like, my bad. Like, I was helping my grandma with something. Like, y'all here? Are y'all here? And they're like, we're in the neighborhood, but we can't find the actual house. Like, where do you live? So Amanda's giving us directions, giving us the wrong directions. Mind you, this whole Amanda high as hell. She like, yeah, where y'all at? Yeah. Mind you, she having 13 different conversations and having a 14th one with us. She's like, hey, y'all get over there. Y'all did, yeah. Yeah, what's up? Oh, where do I live? Hey, yo, that's the thing. Baby, we went through hell and high waters to get here, literally. Send us this address. So, mind you, while Amanda is doing what she's doing, her tomfoolery, Bozo is calling Busted Back's phone again. So, mind you, Busted Back was like, damn, Irene. Like, she was like, yeah. She was like, your friend's scary. Like, this hoe keep calling me. Like, it was funny because Busted Back was so hood. Like, Busted Back was hood. Amanda was hood. So, like, I'm not going to say they was used to this type of stuff, but, like, this wouldn't have scared them and spooked them out like how Busted Back was scared and spooked. And so, like, she's literally calling this girl's phone back to back to back to back. She's like, Amanda, hold on real quick. Don't hang up. Hold on. So she answers Busted Back's phone and she's like, yes. She's like, bro, hurry, bro. They came back to the house. They're back outside. You can literally hear them banging. Bah, 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 bah. Come out, ho. Come out. We not leaving. Come out. I literally took Busted Back's phone. I'm like, call the police. I said, I already told you we are an hour away from you. Call the police. Like, why do you, like, if you that scared, call the police. You keep talking about you not a punk, but you keep blowing up my phone. You're blowing up Busted Back's phone. You know that we're an hour away. Call the police. Let them call you a punk. Who cares? Why do you care about their opinion? Call the police. They pulled up 13 deep with a guy with a gun. Like, you know, if you a punk, so are they. Like, call the police. Like, what? So she's like, I'm not calling the police. Da-da-da. Like, please. Like, I'm begging you, please. Like, how far are y'all? Da-da-da. I'm like, we're literally almost at Amanda's house. I said, we're on the phone with Amanda. Or you need to get off the phone so we can get on the phone with Amanda. She's like, okay, I got you. Signed up, hanging up. So tell me why Amanda hangs up too. I'm like, Busted Back, Amanda hung up the phone. So Busted Back like, oh my goodness. And you could tell Busted Back was getting annoyed. And I kind of felt bad putting my friend through that, you know? So Busted Back ended up calling Amanda back. And Amanda's like, my bad. Da-da-da. Like, she's like, oh, but y'all need to do this, do that. Like, she's giving us the rundown. We still cannot find this girl's house. She's literally been giving us the rundown for like 15 minutes. We cannot find this girl's house. The driver is beginning to get annoyed because she's literally, we're literally running in circles and getting right back to the starting point. At this rate, I'm looking like, I don't know what to tell Bozo. That's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I did everything we could do. Amanda playing. Amanda not taking it serious at all. Why should she? She don't know Bozo from a can of paint. Busted Back is annoyed. The driver annoyed. I'm annoyed. And Bozo won't just call the police, knowing that we're an hour away, but is refusing to call the police because she don't want people to call her a punk. Like, I just was so irritated, y'all. I was so annoyed. I was just so irritated. Y'all have to understand, I'm depressed. I'm still going through my own shit. Like, everything was just irritated the hell out of me. I feel like in that moment, God was like, let me just help her, because Busted Back starts blowing up my phone again. Not my phone, not Busted Back. Bozo starts blowing up Busted Back's phone all over again. So Busted Back is like, hold on, Amanda. She's like, she's calling me again. She's calling me again. So I'm like, hold on, y'all, hold on. Yeah. So basically, yeah, she ends up calling me. She ends up calling Busted Back's phone. And so Busted Back's like, she's calling. So I'm like, just answer. So Busted Back's like, Amanda, we're gonna call you back. And Amanda's like, okay, bet. Busted Back ends up answering and she gives me the phone. So I take the phone and I'm like, yes. She's like, they left. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, yeah, they left. And I'm like, what made them leave? She's like, I don't know, they just left. I guess because, mind you, they were outside this girl's house for like an hour and a half. So she was just like, I'm guessing because I wasn't coming outside, they just ended up leaving or whatnot. And so I was just like, okay. I was like, so do you still want me to pull up? You know, I'm just asking, like, you know, do you still want us to pull up? Like, what do you want us to do? She's like, nah, y'all don't have to pull up anymore. Like, you know, they left. Like, you know, it's no point of y'all pulling up. She was like, if they do pull up again, I am going to let you know. She said that she called her siblings. She said her sisters are on the way. And like, one of her sisters, she said she was on the way because I guess she got done doing her task. So she was like, you don't have to pull up. Like, it's cool. And so I'm just like, okay. So she ends up hanging up. So Busted Back's like, ugh. So Busted Back's like, this drive was for nothing. And I'm like, no, for real. And then I'm also irritated at Amanda too, because I feel like Amanda was playing. Like, I just feel like Amanda was like playing games, you know? We end up calling Amanda back and we end up telling Amanda, like, you don't have to come no more. She's like, oh, what happened? We're like, they left the house. She's like, oh, okay. And then she was like, but what happened? Because we never really told Amanda everything. So y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I was so drained. I didn't even want to tell Amanda what happened. I just told Amanda, I said, it's just some shit, like, you know, some bullshit that's going on. You don't have to come. We're going back home. She was like, oh, okay, da-da-da, like, okay, bet. So we end up going back home. Thank the living Lord. When we went back home, the rain ended up went away. I guess it rushed through the other area or the other parts of Houston. And we ended up driving home good. Like, it was a weird drive home. When I went home, I ended up calling Bozo to see how she was doing. And I could literally hear her sisters in the background talk about they got me effed up, da-da-da, like, they don't never want to come to this house again, blase, this and that. And in my head, I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because, baby, let me tell you something. What Apostle said? Baby, don't trip. Just lower your tone or you can get hit. If somebody's at my door for my brother, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm coming home. I don't care. I don't even care if I'm at work. Okay, I'm going home. Like, I don't care. Like, don't try to act all tough now when you get home and stuff like that. Tell my son, yeah, they better never come up here again. They don't know what's good for them, da-da-da, like all this. But you literally did not come to your sister's rescue. You had me running up and down to collect more girls to come and fight these girls. Like, I don't want to hear that. So the sister was talking and in my head, I'm just like, shut up. Like, literally, y'all, like, that's all I was thinking in my head. Shut up. So I'm talking to Bozo. I'm like, how you feeling? So Bozo, you can tell Bozo's very irritated. You can tell that she's irritated. You can kind of tell that she's a little shocked that, Sugar actually pulled up with her friends to her house. Like, you could tell. She's like, I'm good. And I'm like, yeah. And then she was like, yeah, like, she was like that, like, she was like, Sugar's lame as fuck over here grabbing all these people to come to my house for what, like, why the fuck would she do that, blase, she's a lame ass bitch. She was just going in on her, and then she was talking about some, and I know for a given fact that her bitch ass don't want me to know who was talking about me, because she probably was talking about me with that girl, like, she's just going in. Like, you can tell that Bozo is fuming, y'all. Like, you can tell that Bozo is fuming. I get on Twitter, they're literally talking shit. They're like, yeah, when we pull up on the bitch, she don't got nothing to say. Like, they're subtweeting her. Now, Bozo did not get on Twitter. Like, that night, she didn't go back and forth. Bozo wasn't the type of person that argued on Twitter. Bozo only argued on Twitter a couple of times throughout me and her friendships. So I knew that Bozo wasn't going to go back and forth with them. I knew Bozo was very embarrassed. They were literally adding each other on Twitter. Like, Sugar was adding her other friends and was like, yeah, bitches don't got nothing to say when we pull up on them, Like, they're just going, like, running a mile a minute, running their mouth. They're laughing at her. They're making fun of her. You could tell that it was irritated the hell out of Bozo. Like, Bozo was literally, like, calling my phone. Like, mind you, so after Bozo got done talking her little shit, I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad you're good now, but I'ma go, you know, because I wanted to take a nap. Too much had happened at this time now. It is like 8 o'clock, y'all. Like, I'm tired. Too much has gone on in this day. Like, I'm ready to take a nap. So I seen what they were doing on Twitter, and I went to bed. This girl starts blowing up my phone, y'all. I'm like, what now? I answer the phone. She's like, bro, go see Twitter. Go see Twitter. Like, I go see Twitter. They're just tweeting about her. I'm like, do you see what they're saying? Like, they were talking shit about Bozo, like, talking mad shit. She's like, do you see what they're saying about me? Do you see what they're saying about me? I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, they're saying the same shit they were saying before I went to bed. She's like, yeah, bro. And I was like, are you gonna say anything? She was like, fuck them. I'm not saying nothing. Them bitches are lame, Like, she's just saying all this. She was like, them bitches are lame, like, Like, them bitches are lame. Like, you don't think you can say anything? You call my phone to see if I can go back and forth with bitches on Twitter? But you just told me you ain't gonna go back and forth with them same bitches on Twitter? And I literally asked her that. She said, okay, well, let's say somebody's name is Petra. She's like, okay, well, go check Petra's Twitter. Go check Petra's Twitter. I go check Petra's Twitter. Petra said something like, and we coming for that big hoe next. Who else they talking about? Me. Of course. They start talking about something. We pulling up on her next. So you trying to show me what they tweeted about me so I can go back and forth with them on behalf of you. Let's just keep it a buck. Because the reason why they're subbing is because they pulled up on you and you didn't come outside. That's the reason why they're subbing you. Of course they tweeted that they're going to pull up on me next. They said something like, we're going to pull up on that big hoe next for not minding her business. That's not enough to get me, like, no. And it was just annoying because it's like, Bozo, you literally see me go back and forth on Twitter all the time. I'm always in Twitter drama. I'm always arguing online. I'm always arguing in person. Give me a effing break. Like, in that moment, y'all, I literally got so angry with her. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I told her straight up, I said, I don't care. And she was like, oh, she's like, I'm just letting you know. Like, she said, I said, I don't care. Like, I told her straight up, I don't care. I got kicked out of school. I'm depressed as fuck. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to even be able to cross the stage. I'm always arguing with people on Twitter. I don't care, bro. I didn't drove an hour, not drove, but I didn't got in a car with somebody who don't know how to drive in the rain. The rain was terrible. Her car was small. The wind was literally shifting us to and fro. We almost got into several accidents on the road for you. Like, shut the hell up, bro. Now you want me to get on Twitter and argue with these bitches on Twitter? You know that Petra subbed me, but you know that if I argue with Petra, they all gonna argue with me back. No. Fight your own battle or move around. Whenever I'm arguing on Twitter, I never see you. I never. Bozo have never defended me since us being friends. Probably once she defended me, and it wasn't even against girls. It was against a guy. Bozo have never defended me on Twitter. But they subbing you and you want me to jump to your defense. No. And I told her straight up, no, I'm not doing it. Like I said, no, like I'm not doing it. I don't care what they're tweeting about me. I said, if they come to my house, it's going to be a different outcome from them coming to yours. You better believe that, okay? I don't care. So yeah, she was like, I guess. Like you could tell she caught it. She was like, I guess, I'm just letting you know. I said, I don't care. She was like, okay, well, I'm gonna call you later. And she hung up. She hung up like with an attitude. I'm like, girl, bye, whatever. Bozo never thanked me for doing what I did. She never said, I appreciate you for rounding up. Mind you, all them bitches that I was rounding up, they not friends with Bozo. They don't know Bozo like that. None of them bitches, all them bitches was cool with me type shit. Whether we were friends, acquaintances, or associates, they was cool with me. None of them bitches knew Bozo, and that would have been their first day meeting Bozo. But I still tried to drive an hour away to round up bitches to help you fight. You didn't even have the decency to say thank you. You still want to get on the phone and you still want to talk about what they're saying. You still want me to defend you. Like, Bozo was a shitty ass friend, y'all. Like, that girl was mad shitty. And she never said thank you. She never said I appreciate it. She never said nothing. She just went on talking shit about them. Later on, she will always talk shit about them. She'll always bring them up. She'll always be like, this, and that, da-da-da. Like, she'll always talk shit about them. I was just like, whatever, like, whatever, Bozo. I'm not trying to even hear that shit. Like, I'm over it. Them bitches came to your house and you didn't have all this shit to say. You was over there shaking and you're shaking in your boots and shit. Like, I'm not trying to hear it. You know what I mean? So yeah, y'all, that's the story about how they pulled up on her. Like, and I'm not sitting here saying that Bozo shouldn't have been scared, because I would be a little worried too if 13 people come to my house and it's only me and I don't have no weapons or nothing. I'll be a little worried too, but bitch, I'm gonna call the police. Like, I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna handle the main person that I have beef with later on when I have a big crowd behind me. But in that moment, if I don't have no weapons and I don't have nothing and ain't nobody in the house and I can't get to nobody and nobody can get to me, I'm calling the police. Okay? Like, ugh, Bozo was just too much, y'all. Little story time about the time that they pulled up on her. If you guys enjoyed this story time, y'all let me know down below. And y'all remember last time I told you guys, I'm going to tell you guys this story time so you guys can understand the type of girls I was dealing with, because these girls, and mind you, Ashton was friends with these girls. Now, I don't think Ashton came to the house, but she was friends with these girls. So I'm telling you guys this story time so y'all can get like an identity of the type of girls these girls were very ruthless. These girls were very, like, you know, on go. They were very cliquish and they didn't care to pull up. They didn't care to fight. They didn't care to pull up. They didn't care. And they were all about that jumping shit. I ain't gonna lie. When I get back to telling the rest of the story time with Ashton, you guys have a better outlook of the type of girls that I was dealing with. You guys would, you know, understand the story time a little better. Hope you guys like this story time so much. If you guys like this story time, be sure to give it a thumbs up on your way out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.